Hey everybody, good afternoon. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. This is the 16th of November 2020. I'm going to be taking a look at the S&P 500. I'm going to be taking a look at NASDAQ, the two usual suspects. I'm also going to take a look at Bitcoin because it's going pretty crazy here, up 5% on the day. Litecoin is also up 14%. I'm not going to be taking a look at Litecoin though. I'm going to be taking a look at the S&P 500. I'm going to be taking a look at NASDAQ, taking a look at Bitcoin, and if there's anything you'd like for me to take a look at, you can throw that in the YouTube chat, and I will be monitoring that for things that you all want me to take a look at. But before I get into any of this, as you all know, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You are responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I'm just giving my opinion on the market here. I can definitely take a look at Ethereum, so I will take a look at that as well. A couple things to note for our insured members on the server. As you all know, our Discord server is it's a community server. It's free to be part of our general community, but we do have an insured area, and we're going to be starting some webinars where we're actually going to be talking about taking trades, why we're taking trades, and all of that. Kind of going through all of that, and that's going to be starting tomorrow. Probably are going to do it a couple times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays. We're going to set a time for that. So just keep an eye out for those. I want to take a look at Fisker and Neo as well. Okay, all right. Well, we got the requests in, so we'll take a look at those as well. But let's go ahead and move on into the charts. So we've got this is the S&P 500, of course, using ES1 as our main chart. We've been looking at this for quite a while now. On a pretty regular basis, and I could go back and we could take a look at the count that kind of took us to get up here. But one way or another, I counted a 5-3-5 here, basically an A, B, C into the B, and then 5 waves down here into the C, which in my estimation completed this wave 4. And then what I can see here, we have a 1, 2, and then working on a 1, 2. I don't think that this move is complete yet. From what I can see here, it looks like we have a little bit higher to go. Now, let me say why I think we have a little bit farther to go. All right, you all know that I do enjoy my Elliott waves. I do enjoy my Elliott waves, and I'm going to take a look at this. I'm going to go down to a 5-minute chart here, and just basically saying that this move is more than likely not complete for the fact that from here at the bottom, let me just go ahead and tag the bottom right here, get as close as I can to the bottom. And all right, let's do this the hard way. We'll do there, and then move ourselves up, and then we get a pullback. Now we talk about the 1618 to the 175. We talk about that quite a bit, and I'm going to tag this as close as I can. We hit this 175 perfectly. Okay, you can't make that up. That is a 1, 2, 3 more than likely. More than likely, this is a 1, 2, 3, which means we come back for wave 4 and then we move up for wave 5. Where's the top of wave 5 projected to complete? It looks to me like it's projected to complete at about 3,700. So if and when we do find our way up here at 3,700, that's likely where this thing is going to kind of pull back. All right, so we know off of that, off of this trend-based fib extension, we've got we've got higher to go. Now, let's take a look at this and see on our pullback where we're getting. So we got down here, looking right here at this bottom right there, go up here to the top. We expect wave 4 to come down to the 382. Okay, that's going to be down here at about 35.89, 35.89, 35.90. So it's very possible then that what we see here is basically, our first part of the correction, second part of the correction, and then we have this last A, B, C to come down here to 35.89 before we start a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete that 3,700 move. All right, and again, this is wave 4 working on wave 5 then, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first part, the first wave of wave 5, and then we would expect there to be a pullback, probably going to bring us right back down here, kind of to where we're at right now, and then we can start to see higher prices. I am pretty bullish still on the stock market. Still maintaining my bullish sentiment, so just acknowledging the fact that we are probably going to do a little bit of a pullback. Our 382 again is sitting right here at about 358, 359, this little range here, and then we would expect it to move up and out from there. Okay, so again, off of this, A, B, C, and then we've got a 1, 2, and then we've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here into the 3, A, B. I think we're still working on the C, right? So just taking a look at this from up here, seems to me we've got an A, a B, and I'll fix this, and a C on, of course, a small, tiny degree here. So that's an ABC that I think we're still working on the C, and then we see ourselves moving higher. So ultimately, still maintaining bullish sentiment. I did release some trades for our insured members on the server earlier today on a few different assets, so that still remains intact. Let's take a look at NQ. We were talking about this last week, and we were acknowledging the fact that it's very possible that there is more upside potential for Nasdaq than there was on the S&P. I'm still hesitant on this. I'm not sure. I don't like really the way that the chart looks for Nasdaq, because remember, we had this trend line and the S&P was closing above and the Nasdaq was just pretty deep. It came all the way back down here. Now we're getting some rejection here at the 618. So you can see this, that we still see some signs of weakness, at least for the time being. So are we going to find our way all the way back down here at 11,300? Gosh, I certainly hope not. I'd like to believe that this right here from the bottom, that this is a 1, 2, and then we've got a 1, 2 already put in. Now, what do we need to see now? We need to see some significant buying. We need to get back up above this trend line, that's for sure. But more importantly, we got to get back above 12,050 because that's our 618 that we got rejected from, right? If we don't get back above this, and we don't get back above this soon, I would say by midweek, we're going to be back down here at 11.3, and basically this too is really going to be all the way down here, which is okay, right? I mean, we can make a valid argument for this to come all the way back down here to 11.3. Let's just take a look at this here real quick. So we know we have a rejection at the 618, which typically means we're going to find our way down here to the negative 236, which is going to be down here at 11.3. Let's just take a look. If this is a 1, 2, 1, we're still expecting that 2 to be put in. Let's just see where that brings us, right? So 786 is at 11,250, 618, so maybe this does only come back down here to the 618 again. Possible we could see a rejection here in the making, down here to about 11,485. This is still pretty important support though, okay? So, this would have been a really quick correction. It would make a little more sense for this to be an A, B, C. Possible that that happens. Again, hitting that 618, so we're watching that. Let's just check one more piece here. So we start up here at the top with our trend-based fib. If this is an A, let's try this again. Get that guy up from up here. A, B, that 618 is right there, okay? So that would be a valid correction. So from up here, if this is the case, we could see an A and a B and a C just to bring us right back down to that level at about 11.5. About 11.5, possible that we see ourselves back down here. That could be putting in wave 2. Okay, because again, it took us a little while to get up here, and then this would have just happened too fast. It would make a lot more sense for there to be an A, B, B being the suckers rally, which we could potentially be in on NASDAQ, pulling ourselves down here for C, and then from there we see much higher prices. Again, our higher prices are still significantly higher. So again, we're looking for up here to be the end of potentially wave 3. So that's going to be all the way up here to about 14K. All right, so a lot can happen between now and then, but very, very possible we do see ourselves up there. If we blow through that, the next logical target is going to be all the way up here at about 15.8. Don't say it can't happen, because it can. Not saying it will happen, but it can. That's the key. That this can happen. We can find ourselves all the way up here to range expansion target, all the way up here at this 175, which is going to be at about 13.9, 13.950. It's very possible that we find ourselves up there. Don't be surprised if we find ourselves up here, all the way up here. But again, we got to break up above this trend line. Right now that's currently acting as resistance. We had a little bit of liquidity hunt up here, maybe a short squeeze if you will, but it got sold into significantly. And now we're trying to push ourselves back up there. Not seeing any convincing geometry that says we're going to find ourselves up there aside from the channel that we're in, but yeah, it makes a lot of sense if we were to find ourselves back down here to complete this correction down here about 11.5. Maybe we don't get down there. You know, we'll have to wait and see what happens. We've got other trades that we have open that we're monitoring, but right now on NASDAQ, you know, if you're going to be trading the Qs, I would say that it is possible we see ourselves down just a little bit further. Let's just take a look at the Qs real quick here. And let's just kind of zoom in. If we are seeing this, if this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have that top there on this this A, B, C. Let's see where this could be taking us. So from here, B, that's 618. That's going to be sitting there at about 282. 282, 283. Not that I would get any puts on this or anything like that, but I'd be buying if this thing did happen to come back down here. So I'd be keeping an eye on that. All right. So that's it for the S&P. That's it for Nasdaq. Let's take a look at some crypto, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at Fisker, NEO, and INO as well. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. This is super interesting. I believe we are close to the top here on Bitcoin, at least for the short term. You know, we've been watching this guy for a while now, and you know, if you've been watching for any amount of time, you know that I've been looking. Let's take a look at this Bitcoin Liquid Index on the daily here, BLX. This guy right here. Okay. You know that I've been watching this for a while, and I've been taking this guy from the bottom here up here. We do the pullback. You know that I've been watching for this completion at about 17.4. You know I've been watching this. You've got to know I've been watching this. If you've watched any of my videos, I've been talking about this for a long, long time. It is possible that Bitcoin is done now, but it would not surprise me one bit to get this guy up to 17.3, 17.4. All right, I'm highly interested in what's going to happen when we find ourselves up there. A couple things. I want to focus over here, and again, we're taking a look at the daily. Now let's just look at the daily here for a moment. Let's get our horizontal ray, and I'm going to focus on this candle close right there. This one in particular is the one that I'm most interested in. This is heavy resistance from 2017. Okay, this was December 8th of 2017. This created that wick right there. You can see that there was selling pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure for the 3 days after that. And then we saw, you know, just probably a low volume move up and then huge selling pressure, even more selling pressure after it looked like we overthrew and then came right back. It took 2 days before we had a huge, huge candle. Now, this right here, that was a 30% drop in 1 day. This kind of stuff will happen again, right? Right now, Bitcoin has been doing nothing but going up, but expect a 30% move in a single day. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Now, are we going to get absorption and we just continue going up? That I don't know. I'm interested in a swing. But this day right here, what we've got from right here, let's just take a look. Let's get my little arrow here, and let's get this so that it looks good. Pull this guy down, and let's just take a look at this. We've got this guy, the hammer, right? We've got that guy right there, that guy right there, and then right here we had a little bit of resistance as well. This is not working like I kind of expected to, so let's try this again. All right, just from that guy right, yes, that's who I want. I just want the arrows because I want to point out all of the different times that we had resistance here, okay? And then this last piece right here. So you could see we spent 1, 2, 3, 4 days, right? Barely any amount of time. And you see this red dotted line right here? This is where we're at right now. Okay, so we're currently, in this territory of Bitcoin's prior all-time high. I bet you wouldn't have believed that we were going to find ourselves back up here again. We've had some pretty devastating times in crypto, but look at where we're at right now. So heavy resistance from 2017. All of December, we spend a lot of time under here, except for again like 4 days, 4 days. Then all the way back here, January 6th. That was like the last time we found resistance at that particular point. Okay, significant resistance up there. So now what we're finding ourselves at, where is that heavy resistance? That heavy resistance is literally, so that 100 is sitting right at 17,400, where the heavy resistance is at 17,222. All right, and we are finding ourselves up there right now, and actually we're even higher than this because the BLX doesn't update. So let's go back to this on Coinbase, and where are we at right now? We're at 16,786. We have poked above 16.8. We almost got to 16.9. Wouldn't surprise me one bit for us to see some pullback. Let me just go ahead and pull this into view again. I believe that what I can potentially see is a little bit of a rising wedge. It's very possible we have a channel instead of a wedge here. So the channel potential is right here. Let me get this, trying to tag the bottom of this. There we go. And this guy right here. So we can see this right now. Possible this guy makes its way up to 17.1. If it takes a little bit of time, maybe makes it 17.2. But again, 17.4, anywhere between 17.2, 17.4, those are the areas that you have to pay attention to. So what are we going to see from here? Maybe we see a little bit of a pullback, and then we find ourselves moving up here. That way we can find ourselves up here at 17.4. 17.4 before we finally make a move down. Okay, so it's possible that we make that move, that last move up to 17.4, but up here, it's just really, really tough to be extremely bullish. Like, yeah, the charts look very, very bullish, but it's also very possible that we do see that leg down. But watch for absorption. And by absorption, I mean watch for a big red candle that is completely bought back up. That would be extremely bullish. We really haven't seen a whole lot of that, right? If we take a look, we're on a 30-minute chart here. We haven't seen significant pullbacks. We really haven't. The most that we saw was right here. And from there, this took time, right? It's obvious that it took time to make that move. But even that was only 10%, right? A 30% move from right now, from where we're at right now, a 30% move would take ourselves way down to, gosh, probably 12K. Let's get 12K on there and see where that could potentially take us. A 30% move would take us down to 11,800, right? I'd be a huge buyer down there, assuming that I can get a short position from up here. I'm not going crazy, I'm not going high leverage, but I think that this move is getting close to being done. I'll probably stop loss if it breaks above 17.4. If we break above 17.4, we're going to go higher. More than likely, we're going to end up going higher. Let's take a look at Ethereum. I have not taken a look at Ethereum in a long, long time, so anything that's on here is probably something I've had for a while. Ethereum did look like it saw some resistance here at the 618. Interestingly enough, Bitcoin is more bullish than Ethereum is as of right now, which is actually pretty interesting to me, especially since Litecoin has been doing so well. For Ethereum, however, from this move down here, what we were looking for from down here was an A, a B, then moving ourselves up here for the C, which would have found ourselves, right up about this area here at the 123.6, which is about 444. We're currently at 461. If we do happen to find ourselves up to 600, right? So we kind of expected the C to be up there. If we find ourselves continuing to push up and getting ourselves up here to 5, even if we get past 500, right? So where did we actually top out at? Let's just take a look at this. I'm going to remove that, remove this. Okay, that hit at 522, which interestingly enough, actually, is that right? Let me just check. We got up to 488, 481. So 488.95. So this is hiding. Yeah, there we go. Uh, so if we do happen to push up above 522, then I would say that the bearish case is a little more invalidated. But I am interested in shorting even Ethereum up here at these prices. If anything, move to synthetic dollars, move into Tether, move into USDC, something like that. Yeah, so Alan, Ethereum does seem weak. Yeah, so I'm taking a look at Ethereum right now. It does look weak compared to Bitcoin. I also think Bitcoin is getting close to being done. So that's why I am exercising caution. Looking at the 4-hour time frame here, let's just take a look at this move on the 4-hour. I'm going to pull up some other charts, some other indicators, potentially seeing some bearish divergence on the 4-hour. However, potentially seeing some hidden bullish divergence. So at one point, one of these guys is going to really, really pan out. Take a look at this on the daily. Okay, so looking at the daily, obviously we had some highs here and really high, at least on the MACD histogram. We had some bearish divergence here. We had that, obviously that's already played out. We're starting to find ourselves back up. From this point right here, what are we seeing? Potential for some bearish divergence. Let me go to a 3-day time frame. I don't do this very often, go into a 3-day, but I want to take a look at this. All right, so from here, even if we do make a higher high, watching this 522, watch this 500 to 522 mark if we do happen to find our way up here. Very, very possible that we are going to be creating some bearish divergence on Ethereum. So I'm not extremely bullish on Ethereum right now. There are other assets that are more bullish, like Litecoin is more bullish right now than Ethereum is. Okay, so Litecoin for the day is up 14%. Bitcoin is up 5%. So Litecoin is up 3 times over. So I mean, take it for what it is. I would say that Litecoin is potentially an indicator that lower cap alts are going to see a move up. I've got some old charting on here where I had upside target for Litecoin up at about $95. Now, are we going to get there? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we're going to find our way all the way up at $95. Let me go ahead and just remove this for right now, because these are older. As you can see, I did this all the way back here in August. So let's take a fib pull on this guy from this up here to this all the way down here, and let's see where 887 is, because 887 is going to be the next logical area that we're going to see some resistance. So let's just put him on there. That's at $73.53. So that's our resistance right there that we have to pay attention to. Potentially creating, no, there's not really any divergence to really pay attention to. Nothing too crazy here, at least on the 3-day. I can take a look at the daily and we can take a look at that. But yeah, there is potentially some bearish divergence here on the daily on Litecoin. So I would exercise caution up here. If you're not already in, I'm not sure that I'd be buying. I'm not sure I'd be a buyer up here. I would wait for there to be a bit of a pullback. But this candle, I mean, this looks really good, 14.62%. Ethereum, what's Ethereum for today? 3%, actually less than Bitcoin. So that's concerning. One other thing I do want to take a look at, that I'm going to go and take a look at Fisker, NEO, and INO. I want to take a look at longs versus shorts. Longs, are down, but they're starting to pick up a little bit. But I mean, look at this back here. We have some long covering back here. This is on November 7th. Let's take a look at shorts. Shorts are actually up. Shorts have been increasing day over day, and they're actually increasing a little bit more today. But these guys, they're underwater. These are all underwater. These shorts are definitely underwater. Most shorts are underwater right now. The only ones that are not are the few that open shorts, like today, as of like right now. So I just be cautioning this as well, because it looks like there is more fuel for shorts to go up, which shorts mean that they're selling. Longs getting out, right? If longs are getting out of positions, that means selling. So just keeping an eye on this. I know there's a lot of fundamentals and a lot of hype, But that's historically, if we haven't learned anything, learn this, that when everybody is really bullish, somebody's got to lose money. Okay. There are people that are going to be opening long positions up here, and they're probably going to end up getting screwed. Not saying that you can't make money going long up here. I'm just saying be careful. Be careful because Bitcoin has only spent just a handful of days above the current price where it's at right now. Now that doesn't mean that the price can't continue to go up, but I'm just saying just be careful. I'd hate to see people FOMO into long positions, high leverage long positions, and then the big red candle just gets shoved down your throat. So just exercise caution. All right, let's take a look at Fisker, FSR. So we are very interested in Fisker. If you've been on our server, you know that we have been watching this guy. We have an obvious pivot down here. And then from down there, we're taking a look at the daily chart here. Well, I've been watching this. So we've got our potential 1, 2, right? So we almost hit wave 3. So this would indicate that we are in the middle of an impulse. So we've got a 1, a 2, working on the 3. So we really kind of want this guy to go up to about, 19. Then we can do a little bit of a pullback potentially down here. Maybe we fill this gap at 1567. But ultimately, I'm pretty bullish on Fisker. I think that there's potential this guy goes up to 30 bucks. Okay, so we're watching this. Let me just go to a 4-hour time frame here for a moment, because it looks like we are in the middle of, like a 1, 2, and then there you could call a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here into the 3, and then working on the 4, then we get the 5 here up into this 3. So ultimately, pretty bullish. I think we're working on the 1, 2, still working on the 3. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here into this 3. Do a little bit of a correction. Then we can see this guy move all the way up here to this target, which is going to be almost $27. That's pretty significant, because right now the price is 17 bucks. You could take equity even from where we're at right now. Take equity from right there. Taking this all the way up here to the target, that's a 54% gain. But now how much are you willing to risk, right? Because I still think, that we're talking about 8.3% risk if you're talking about this gap fill being where you're going to manage your risk at about 1561. I don't know, it's a trade that I'd be willing to get into if I'm not already in, right? So I've been in this from, I don't remember exactly where it was, and I'm actually in leaps, I'm not in equity. But, we've been in this for a while, and this has been going really well. And, I think EVs, I think online shopping, those companies I think are the ones that are going to see the highest gains. And again, that kind of goes into some of the trades that I posted on the Insured earlier today. Let's take a look at NEO. Man, NEO, holy Moses, this guy. Again, we've been watching this. We got into NEO leaps when the price was under $2, right? It was October of 2019 that we got into NEO leaps. And we got out, I want to say it was right here about February, right? We got out of those. I had like 800% profit that I pulled on those. I did not get back into them, but I mean, look at this. This is just insane how high this has gone. Did not expect this to go that high. So for right now, I think NEO has the potential to come all the way up to $130 if it continues with this move. Potential for 130 bucks. Now, are we going to get a pullback? Yes. I think NEO will probably see a pullback. There was some news last Friday about NEO that caused its pullback, but this is insignificant compared to where we have come. Right, when we got into these leaps, it was right around here, about $1.50. Right now, that is up 2,869%. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. I'm trying to do my math here. That does not seem right. If we go from $1.50 to $3 is only 100%. 200%. Yeah, that is right. It didn't seem right. Almost 3,000% that this is up. Yeah, it kind of makes me want to kick myself for getting out over here, but we had the big crash, the catalyst, the Black Swan event that brought us back down here. I still believe this guy is in a 1, a 2, working on 3, 4, and then we go up higher. I still think we go up higher. So, I mean, this one looks real good. And I think those leaps actually would have expired anyway. I can't remember what we had on those. It's been a while since I got into those. Obviously, I got into them in 2019. But at any rate, I'm pretty bullish on this guy, even though he can do a little bit of a pullback. Push up, push up. All right, last one, unless I get some other suggestions. Inovio Pharmaceuticals. All right, so we've got this channel that we've been watching. We were talking about liquidity pull to the downside, liquidity pull to the upside. We're in this lower channel. Guys, we got to get back up above 1436. Like, yeah, from down here, we've seen this guy go up 54% over the last, 9 days? But we got to see this guy get back up into this middle channel, right? When we talk about supporting support and resistance levels, flipping support and resistance levels, we have to see some support and resistance flips. And right now, we've got resistance basically right where we're at. Right where we're at, we've got some resistance. A monkey could see this. We've got resistance right here. We got to get back up above that. Channel aside, right? I mean, we throw this channel away. I'm going to keep it there. But this red line, I mean, look at this. On the 4-hour block, we've got, and actually I could pull this down just a little bit further. And again, it's right where we're at. We got to push up above this. And this candle, which still has 30 minutes left, right? It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. We got 30 minutes left in the trading session. This had a nice big spike up. It got bought up, right? It looks like it wants to push up above this. We have resistance here, 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 resistance city right here. Whatever it is about this $13 mark, we got to push up above it. But really, what we really have to break through is 1450. We got to break through 1450. I would just be very cautious otherwise. But this does, again, potentially look like we are at the completion. A, B, C into the A, B, C into the B, A, B, C into the C. I can see this as being a completed correction. All right, so we take this wave A, project it from wave B, assuming that is wave B. We got down here to the 618. We didn't quite get to 100% equality, which would have been down here $7. But I mean, cautiously bullish on this guy. But if we can't break up above 1450, if we can't break these resistance zones, then it is possible we come all the way back down here to $7. It's possible. I would be getting puts on it. I wouldn't bet it. But if we did find ourselves back down here, I would be a buyer. We had earnings. Earnings were really good, and we had a good reaction off of it. So I have to be a little bullish, because when you have earnings, positive or negative, if earnings had a positive reaction and the price continues to move in that direction, I have to maintain a bullish bias. Okay, well, that's all I've got for you guys right now. I'm going to go ahead and end the video. If this video did help in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share on the Discord for our insured members. We're going to be doing our webinars on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We may start tomorrow. It may be Thursday. We're just going to have to wait and see how that goes. But that is coming. So stay tuned for more information on those webinars. A lot of stock trading that we're going to be doing. So I think that's what you guys are interested in. So we're going to be spending a lot of time on that. But again, wherever you're in the world, I hope you're having a good day.